All right, it's Wednesday, January 21st, and if you're here in Hastings, your week is about to get a whole lot easier to manage. We're going to dive into the Local 10 briefing from hastingsnow.com and pull out everything you need to know for the next few days. So let's get right to it.
So here we are, hump day, and you might be asking yourself, okay, what's the plan for the rest of the week? You're thinking about dinner, what to do this weekend, or maybe just trying to keep track of everything going on in town. A little bit of a plan can make all the difference, right?
And that's exactly what we're here to do. We've sifted through all that local news for you and boiled it down to a super clear, totally actionable guide for your week. Ready? Let's jump in.
Okay, here's the game plan. We'll kick things off with food, drinks, and fun. Then we'll hit some important community and civic updates. After that, we'll check in on your health and wellness, and we'll wrap it all up with a final rundown so you've got all the key dates in one place.
All right, first things first, let's tackle those two huge weekly questions, right? What are we going to do this weekend? And of course, what's for dinner? The good news is Hastings has got some pretty solid answers for you this week.
So if you're looking at your calendar and Saturday night is looking a little blank, well, here's a perfect plan. Black Dirt Theater is back. They're doing an improv show over at the Hastings Public House. It all goes down this Saturday, January 24th at 7 p.m. Should be a blast.
And I love how the briefing itself described it. It's just an easy plan for a Saturday night out. And isn't that the truth? Sometimes the best plans are the simple ones. No stress, just a fun, easy night.
Okay, and since it's been pretty cold, the briefing also had some great ideas for comfort food. Over at Hastings Public House, they've got chicken cordon bleu soup. And if you're tired of wondering what to grab for lunch, Hometown Dairy just made things way easier by sharing their sandwich menu. Nice and simple. Okay, so your entertainment is covered, your stomach is happy. Now let's switch gears a bit. We've got some really important community dates and events that you'll definitely want to get on your calendar.
All right, heads up, because a few of these are coming up fast. First, this Friday, January 23rd, that's the absolute deadline to get your donations in for the Chamber's silent auction. Then the big event of the week, Saturday the 24th, is Hockey Day, Minnesota. And then looking just a little bit ahead, those Winter Salt Week webinars kick off on Monday the 26th.
Okay, let's talk about Hockey Day for a second, because this is a huge deal for Hastings. I mean, it's more than just a bunch of games, right? It's a huge celebration of our community, and the energy is going to be incredible. So let's go over a few key details from the briefing to make sure you know what to expect.
Okay, so here's your know before you go. First off, getting there. The Cooper's Pub 55 shuttle service actually starts running today, January 21st, which is awesome news for parking and traffic. Super important reminder, the events are all cashless and you absolutely need a ticket. And how cool is this? Hastings' very own Corey Kennedy is going to be performing the national anthem on Saturday, a really nice local touch.
And this is exactly why this kind of info is so helpful. Like the briefing said, it's all about reducing surprises. The goal is just to let everyone, whether you live here or you're visiting, just kick back and enjoy the day without any last-minute headaches.
All right, with all this running around, let's take a minute to talk about you. In the middle of a busy week, it's so important to make a little time for a reset. And hey, there are a couple of great local options to help you do just that.
So you've got a couple of really different options here, depending on your vibe and your schedule. If you need to unwind tonight, Spiral Yoga has a yoga nidra practice and the theme is hope. How great is that? But if you're more of an early bird, you could look ahead to next Tuesday, January 27th. The Integrated Body Center has their next PMF mat Pilates class at 9 in the morning. And hey, here's a quick but super important health update. This one's for all you pet owners out there. So you know how cold it was? Town and Country Vet actually had to close up early yesterday. But the good news is they're planning to be back to their normal hours starting today, the 21st.
And this is one of those little updates that can be a total game changer. Just knowing their hours are back to normal can save you from that frantic, last-minute panic if you need to get your pet in.
Okay, we have covered a ton of stuff, from what's for dinner to what's happening around town, so let's wrap this all up. We're going to pull all the most important, time-sensitive stuff together into one final, easy summary for you. Okay, here it is. Think of this as your cheat sheet for the week. Ready? Vet hours are back to normal starting today. Chamber donations, that deadline is this Friday. The improv show is Saturday night at 7. The Hockey Day shuttle, that also starts running today. And finally, that Pilates class is set for next Tuesday morning. And to close things out, we're going to leave you with the question of the day from the briefing. This one comes from Rise Up Recovery MN, and it's a really good one to just kind of sit with for a bit. The question is, what in your life today did you once hope for? That's a powerful thought to carry with you through the rest of your week. Thanks so much for tuning in.